Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're plunging headfirst into, well, the fascinating world of England Rugby's elite player contracts.
Yeah, straight from Steve Borthwick's recent announcements.
It's a move that's definitely got everyone talking, and we're here to unpack what it really means for the future of the game.
Absolutely. Our mission for you today really is to unpack these big decisions. We want to look at who's, hit the jackpot, maybe who's been axed, and crucially, what this all means for English rugby going forward.
Yeah.
We've been digging into the latest insights, particularly from Planet Rugby, to give you that insider view on Borthwick's thinking.
That's right. And just for context, let's quickly touch on that new professional men's game partnership.
Yes, between the RFU and Premiership Rugby.
Exactly. We're in year 2 now, and it basically gives the RFU a much bigger say over things like player strength and conditioning, injury management.
All that really critical stuff for performance and player welfare.
Yeah. And in return, the clubs get centralized payments for these specific players. It's meant to align things better.
Right. And Borthwick's now used all 25 available contracts this time around.
All 25. So he's solidifying his core squad, especially with that campaign starting, November 1st against Australia?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Right here in London. It's a big step, really, this consolidation of control. It says a lot about his long-term vision.
Suggests a more sort of centralized approach, managing the top talent.
I think so.
Yeah.
Aiming for consistency, peak availability for England. It's a smart strategic move.
It's definitely a fascinating shift in how players are managed. And look, if you love getting these kinds of in-depth rugby insights and want to stay properly informed, remember to subscribe to Rugby Obsession wherever you get your deep dives.
Definitely worth doing. You won't want to miss this stuff.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Starting with, what everyone's calling an incredible, almost meteoric rise, Henry Pollock.
Oh, astonishing is the word.
Honestly, what a year he's had.
You really couldn't have predicted this kind of ascent, could you?
Right.
I mean, a 20-year-old. He started 2025 winning the World Rugby Junior Championship.
Right.
Then, during the Six Nations window, he was playing for the U20s. And he finished it debuting for England against Wales.
And scoring 2 tries off the bench.
2 tries. It was incredible. That performance didn't just turn heads. It apparently got European champions Leinster asking questions about him.
Wow. From U20s to Leinster's radar. And then the Lions call up from Andy Farrell.
Exactly. It just shows how fast talent can break through at the very top.
Incredible.
Now, okay, his Lions tour didn't quite feature test appearances. He wasn't in the matchday squads for those. But his overall progress, that rapid rise, it's clearly been rewarded. Planet Rugby suggests he's got a huge pay increase from Borthwick and the RFU with this deal.
So it's not just a reward, it's a signal.
I think so. It signals Borthwick's commitment to backing youth, identifying guys like Pollock as maybe long-term cornerstones for that England back row.
We'll be seeing a lot of Pollock headbands soon then.
Huh? Yeah, I reckon the Twickenham shop should stock up on those black ones. It's a calculated move by Borthwick, banking on that huge potential.
Right. But here's where it gets really interesting because, not everyone got such good news.
No, definitely not. While some are flying high, others face setbacks.
And Theo Dan. He seems to be one who's missed out this time. No longer the man with these contracts.
You're right to flag his situation. He was actually the only player from that original group of 17 back in October 2024 to lose his elite deal.
Ouch. That must sting.
Yeah, a tough pill to swallow. He was Jamie George's backup at the World Cup in 2023. But Planet Rugby noted he really struggled for form last season.
Even when George wasn't always firing on all cylinders.
Exactly. Dan only featured twice off the bench across that whole 9-game Autumn Six Nations campaign. And then, when he finally got a rare start, second test against Argentina in the summer, it was described as an error-ridden appearance.
And he got hooked early.
Hooked early in the second half, yeah.
Yeah.
So a real downturn for him.
It's a big test of resilience now, isn't it? For a 24-year-old.
Absolutely. It just shows how quickly things can change in pro sport. 1 minute, World Cup backup, the next, you're fighting to prove yourself again.
Be interesting to see how he bounces back with Saracens this season.
For sure. This decision from Borthwick really puts the pressure on him to show he belongs at that top level. It's a clear message about needing consistency.
And speaking of eyebrows raised, Elliot Daly's inclusion, that was one of the 9 new additions, right?
It certainly caught the eye.
Especially given his recent history.
It did. Daly's upgrade is curious. Yeah. His versatility was useful for the Lions in Australia initially.
But his tour ended early, didn't it? Forearm fracture.
Exactly. And crucially, there's no public return to play date confirmed yet.
So getting this elite deal, which comes with a pay rise, people are calling it an early 33rd birthday present.
Well, yeah. It's prompted a lot of chat, let's say.
And his England season before that wasn't exactly stellar either, was it?
That makes it even more intriguing. Looking back at 2024-25, well, he trained for 3 weeks last November but didn't play. Then he had an injury.
Right.
In the Six Nations, just 2 starts and 4 appearances.
Yeah.
Okay, one was that good show on the wing against Wales.
Who were, let's be honest, struggling a bit.
Yeah, often the whipping boys lately.
Yeah.
So was that one game really enough to warrant this salary increase, given the injury and limited impact overall?
It does make you wonder, so what could the thinking be? What does Planet Rugby suggest?
That's the key question, isn't it? Well, the recent form raises questions. The analysis suggests Borthwick might be valuing Daly's, experience, his versatility, maybe leadership within the group.
Ah, so the intangibles. A steadying presence.
Perhaps. Seeing him as vital, maybe mentoring younger players. It could be a gamble on that influence rather than just last season's stats.
Or even a strategic move. Keep a veteran presence. Stop him looking overseas.
That's definitely plausible. It's maybe more nuanced than just rewarding minutes played. And, it's worth mentioning Henry Slade keeping his contract, too.
Despite his injury and some online criticism.
Yeah, but he did start 8 of the 10 tests before that. So it shows a focus on established guys, too. Strategic retention, perhaps.
Okay. So what does this all mean for other players, then? Guys who seem to be on the up but missed out. Chandler Cunningham South, for example. He seemed pretty consistent.
He's definitely the back row omission that jumps out, doesn't he? You look at his consistency.
Sam Underhill fans might be wondering, too, after his summer tour.
They might, but Cunningham South's case is really striking. Debuted back in February 24 against Italy.
And since then?
He's appeared in 18 of England's last 20 tests.
Wow, 18 out of 20. That's huge consistency.
It really is. Shows Borthwick clearly valued having him on the field. But it didn't cut any ice when it came to these elite deals.
It seems odd given how quickly he racked up those caps. Looked like a key part of the squad. What's the thinking there?
Well, yeah, 11 of those were off the bench, but still, his presence was constant. Planet Rugby speculates Borthwick might be looking for more specialized back rowers for these top deals.
Or maybe sees Ben Curry and Willis offering something different tactically right now.
Possibly. Something that Cunningham South, despite being picked consistently, doesn't quite fit for an elite deal at this moment.
Yeah.
It does raise questions about the exact rationale.
What specific attributes are being prioritized? Potential, tactics, specialism.
Exactly. It suggests a very specific vision for the back row and, well, unfortunately for Cunningham South, he's on the outside of these deals for now.
But on the flip side, some clubs are definitely celebrating. Sale Sharks must be pretty happy.
Oh, absolutely. Alex Sanderson's Sale Sharks are the big winners, club-wise. No doubt about it.
How many did they have before?
They only had 2 Tom Curry and George Ford in their first group of 17 back in October.
And now...
Now they've got 5. They've added Luke Cohen-Dickey, Ben Curry, and Tom Roebuck.
That's a massive jump. Must help their finances, too.
For sure. Helps balance the books under the cap. And it puts them right up there with Saracens and Northampton, who also have 5 players each.
So those 3 clubs really dominate the list then?
They really do. Sale, Sares, and Saints. That's 15 of the 25 contracts right there. Huge concentration of talent and funding.
Wow.
But to be fair to Borthwick, he has spread some picks around. 5 other Premiership clubs are involved.
Who else has players?
Leicester have got 3 now. Bath, Exeter, and Harlequins have 2 each. And Bristol have 1, Ellis Genge.
So that leaves Gloucester and Newcastle with none.
That's right. They're the only 2 top-flight clubs without anyone in Borthwick's elite EPS this time. It's a significant distribution, and it'll definitely have knock-on effects across the league.
If you're finding these insights useful and you want to really get under the skin of English rugby, make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession. We bring you these kinds of deep dives whenever there's a major development.
Definitely subscribe. You won't miss a beat.
Now, connecting this back to the bigger picture, what's really at stake here? For England rugby, for the players, what does this centralized system really mean?
Well, what's really interesting is how these contracts reinforce the RFU's strategy. By offering these deals, they get much more influence over player S&C, injury management.
The day-to-day stuff.
Exactly. Which is vital for Borthwick's planning, especially ahead of that Australia game on November 1st, but also longer term, thinking about the next World Cup cycle.
So the contracts aren't just about money.
Not at all.
Mm.
They're a strategic move to manage England's top talent more directly, more comprehensively, making sure they're ready, available, peaking for England duty. It's about control, essentially.
Okay, that makes sense from a national team point of view, but what about for the players themselves and their clubs?
Well, for the players, obviously, there's significant financial security. That's huge in a tough sport.
There's pressure, too.
Absolutely. You're now a centrally contracted player under the national microscope. There's a clear expectation to perform, maybe more so than before.
And the clubs. It helps financially, but
It affects the dynamics. Great for the balance sheet if you have contracted players. But it also means you're heavily relied on for national talent. That means planning for players being away during international windows.
needs deeper squads.
Exactly. It's this new model centralizing player management more than we've seen before, trying to get that club-country collaboration working perfectly. It's a long game.
So, for you listening, what really stands out about these selections? What do you think about Borthwick's choices? Pollock's rise, Cunningham South missing out, Daly's inclusion.
Yeah, and what impact do you think it'll have? Especially with that Wallabies clash coming up in November. We'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts. Let us know.
So there we have it, some bold, definitely strategic choices from Steve Borthwick in these England EPS contracts.
Yep. We've seen Pollock's incredible rise, the tough drop for Theo Dan, the curious case of Elliot Daly.
And that clear concentration of talent at certain clubs, but also a wider spread than before.
And these contracts, they aren't just about the money, are they? They're a really clear signal about who Borthwick is building his England future around. It lays down a marker.
Sets the direction.
Definitely. So the big question now is, how will these choices actually shape England's performances? Starting in November and then looking further ahead towards the next World Cup.
It's going to be fascinating to watch unfold on the pitch.
It really is.
And remember, for more in-depth analysis like this and to stay right up to date with everything happening in rugby, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession.
We do.
Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.